Hey, Shalom, brothers. This is Yabatazah coming back with another video. I just want to talk about the work being done for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai will not go unrewarded. All right. And he's not going to forget our labors in this truth. And I'm going to go into that word labors or labor and how it links up with suffering and pain. All right. And that's the part of being in the body or a follower of Yahweh Shai is you have to suffer. All right, it's not just believing and being cool and everything's just going fine and dandy in your life. All right, but that's what I'm going to speak about. I hope it's edifying. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump off with Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. Right? What labors is it talking about? It's talking about standing up for the truth for Yahweh Shai's sake. Pushing his doctrine. Go out to the highways and the hedges, prophesying, sounding the trumpet, preparing them of the coming destruction. All right? Lord will, we are those right. I'm that righteous man. But these 2/3, the heathens, they're not going to make an account of our labors. All right. But we're not concerned about that. We're concerned about pleasing Yahweh. Salakia. We're concerned about pleasing Yahweh Shai and serving the brotherhood. That's it. All right. So that's what I'm going to get into, man. That Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is not going to forget our labor. All right. And we're not concerned about you 2/3 and you heathens, you Edomites. All right. We're not concerned about you other so-called black Hebrew Israelites, these so-called Hebrew Israelites. We're not concerned about you. We're concerned about Yahweh Shai and the brotherhood within GMS. That's it. All right. Now I'm going to go to Hebrews 6:9. It says, but beloved, we are persuaded better things of you and things that accompany salvation, though we thus speak. For Yahweh was not unrighteous to forget your labor and work of love, which you have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. All right. Now, going back to Hebrews 6:9, where it says, and things that accompany salvation. Now, the things that accompany salvation is you have to have faith works. All right. And I'm going to get into what the works are. Like as far as what comes with doing work. All right. And that's pain, suffering. You have to suffer in order to inherit the kingdom. Okay. Let me get a precept real quick out of Philippians chapter 1, verse 29. For unto you it is given in the behalf of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake. All right. So you got people out there that think all you got to do is believe and everything's going to be all right, that the Lord's going to just make everything good for you. And he's going to, at the end, he's going to accept you without you not having to go through nothing. You're wrong. Because right here it says, but also to suffer for his sake. You have to be afflicted. You have to go through things. He did. The scriptures say that the servant is not above the master. Okay, let me go back to Hebrews 6 and start at verse 10. For Yahweh was not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love. All right, just like I read in Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. The righteous man standing great boldness before the face of them that have afflicted him, and have not taken no account of his labors. But we're not concerned about you. We're concerned about Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, pleasing him, pleasing them. And as it says, for Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which you have shewed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And that's what that's who we push this truth to, that are in the fold. We draw in the elect, right? We're fishers of men. But in the meantime, we're feeding the flock. All right, through exhortation, admonishment, encouragement, rebuke, keeping things in remembrance via internet. Now I'm gonna go into that word labor to prove that that's what it is. All right, pain. Brothers that know, if you ever worked outside and being faced with the elements, with using a shovel, a rake, a pick, rock bar, you go. It depending on the soil that you're working on. Some of it might just be straight dirt. All you need is a pick, and break up the dirt, and then you just get the shovel and you start shoveling, no problem. But then you got some ground where it's rocky. Talking about compact, just dirt and rock, cement, but natural from the earth. You have to have rock bars, a pick, and a strong shovel, man. And each of those tools have to be strong. You can't be made out of that piece of shit fiberglass that they got nowadays, or plastic. You gotta have metal from the handle all the way down to the head, man, to the tip. So you gotta and you brothers that know that it's painful when you're having to dig a 2-foot hole, or 4 feet across, and the width and the length is 4 feet. It's not easy, man. But as you continue to grow, as you continue to do that, you start building up muscles in your shoulders. Your legs get stronger. You get a better stance. You perfect the way you use the tool. But right here, that word labor.
Strong's G 2873. Kappas.
And like I said, I was just giving an example. I've done that type of work, so I know the type of pain that it comes with doing that type of work. But that's that hard labor. Okay, right here it says in the outline of the biblical usage, a beating of the breast with grief, sorrow, labor, trouble, to cause one trouble, make work for him, intense labor, united with trouble and toil. Right? Come down here to the Strong's definition. It says a cut, that is by analogy, toil, a reducing the strength, literally or figuratively by implication, pains, labor, trouble, and weariness. And that's what comes with labor, man. So don't think that you're not going to be rewarded for going through that pain, that hell, that suffering for Yahweh, Yahweh Shai's sake. Blessed is he who's persecuted for my name's sake, right? Matthew 4? Salakia. Let me go ahead and bring it right here on the sword. Right? It says, this is the book of Matthew. The book of Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. You see? So don't think that you're not gonna be rewarded for your labor of love towards Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So that's what that word labor really means, man. It's not, people just may think it's just work, but labor, something comes, it follows after it. All right? Let's go to the book of Micah 4 and 10. It says, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon. Where, you know, Babylon is what? America. And where we brought over here to serve slavery, man, to be held in bondage, and being oppressed. You know, slavery, man, hardcore slavery. And even to this very day, we're still in slavery, man, mentally and physically. It says, there shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thy enemies. So that's part of that reward for suffering for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai's sake, for towards his name, the labor of love, man. All right. Now let's go to what's that? 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. Let me highlight it. It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. All right. Who is the Lord? Yahweh Shai. Okay. So they're telling us through the Spirit is telling us is that continue doing what you do, but remain faithful. Okay. Because there's a balance. Now, if you don't abide in his love, what is his love? The law, statutes, and commandments, right? Doing the work, having faith, you know, faith and works had to be together. One or the other left undone is dead. All right. So we had to remain and abide in those guidelines. And if not, you know, let's go to the book of Ezekiel 3 and go to right here, verse 20. It says, again, Ezekiel 3 and 20, again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he had done shall not be remembered. You see? So if a man turn back from his righteousness, all the righteousness that he done before will not be remembered. What is that righteousness? That work, that labor of love. All right, doing the work for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and righteousness, not being partial. You know. So the Lord is telling us that, you know, that there's a possibility that all that can be wiped away and you cast it out. Okay. Now let me go to see here. Romans 12 and 1. Just getting back on track. Romans 12 and 1. It says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. Right? So it's a good thing that you present your body a living sacrifice, man. You go out there and you sacrifice yourself and doing this work, man. You know, like I read earlier in Matthew 5, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake. That links right up with Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1 all the way down to verse 7. You know, it says Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. You know, and that's these wicked 2/3, these scoffers, mockers, these heathens, these Edomites, not knowing that what we're doing is holy and acceptable unto Yahweh, which is a reasonable service, which is our reasonable service, man. So the Lord delights in that, man. But to them, it's but to them it's like stupidity, you know. Let me go back over here to the Wisdom of Solomon. Let me go to Wisdom of Solomon 3:1. All right, it says Wisdom of Solomon 3:1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them. And the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. You see, because we're doing the work, because we're laboring for Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, we're suffering. You know, they see it as us being miserable, that we're pathetic, we're stupid, we're crazy. Not knowing that it's gonna give us a better reward. It's gonna give us. We're gonna be rewarded for it, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is gonna reward each and every brother that's doing this work, if you're the elect, though. But to those that have afflicted us and had not taken no account of our labors, they're gonna be in a pitiful case. They're gonna be the ones that are gonna be destroyed. But in the meanwhile, we're over here pleasing our Heavenly Father. The elect are. All right. But it says Wisdom of Solomon 3:2. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. And their going from us is to be utter destruction. But they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. You see? That's the reward, that we're going to put off these corruptible bodies and put on immortality. And we're going to receive the kingdom. Lord will, the elect are going to receive those gifts, man, those blessings. Verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they have been greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself. Why? Because we abide in the love, the work, the labors of Yahweh Shai. But having been little chastised, that's going into that pain that when we're going out there to live a righteous life, not just going out to the highways and the byways, but even in our daily life, living a righteous life, following the law, statutes, and commandments, because that's what love is, obeying the commandments. Right? It tells you that in the book of John, 1 John. I'm just going to bring it up right here on the sword, brothers. All right. This is 2 John verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. Right. So, and this is love, that ye walk after his commandments. All right. 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So that's the point, man. All right. Going back to Wisdom of Solomon 3:5. It says, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself. Only if we abide in that labor of love. We don't take our hand away from that plow. You take your hand away from that plow, you're not worthy, man. You're not worthy to be called a disciple. You know? This is that's why it's very important that you keep that you stay working, man. People want to get lazy and go back into the world. That's gonna destroy you, man. All right, that's gonna destroy you. Let's go back to Salakia. Let's go to the book of Luke 9:62. All right. It says, and Yahweh Shai said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. So once you put your hand to that shovel, you know, that rock bar, whatever, because every brother has their own part in doing this work. Not everybody's gonna be shoveling. Not everybody's gonna be breaking up the rock with the rock bar. Some brothers are gonna be scooping the dirt up and throwing it up in a wheelbarrow. Some brothers might have a post hole digger, you know, throwing into the hole to grab the dirt out, you know. Some brothers are picking up rocks. But the point is that Yahweh Shai said, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. So let's go to that word plow real quick, because that's a tool. All right.
Strong's G 723. Aratran. Aratran.
It says a plow. It says a to till, a plow, right? And to till something, you have to have, it don't really say what it is, but what it is that you're using something to break up the ground. You know, in our times, when you're doing it manually with your own hand, you know, with the tool, it's like a pick. All right, you're swinging it and you're breaking up the ground and you're walking backwards, and you start back all the way from the front. You're doing it again. In the old times, they would use like an ox, and they would have a tilt, some type of device that's connected to their neck, and they're dragging it, and it's breaking up the ground. Okay, then in our today's time, when they have these big machinery to where they can till the ground, you know, you can either get in it, you know, and just till the ground, or you can do it by hand. You know, you start it and you control it, and it's just, the blades are just chopping up the earth. All right, so you can't take your hand away from that plow, man, because that plow is showing you doing the work when you're keeping that tool in your hand, which is this word. All right, let me see. The next scripture I want to go ahead and jump to is in the book of Hebrews. Let's go to the book of Hebrews 10 and start at verse 35. All right. Hebrews 10 and 35. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which have great recompense of reward. For you have need of patience. And real quick, it says, cast not away therefore your confidence. So if you're doing work, aren't you supposed to have confidence that you're going to be rewarded at the end? And that's going to push you that much harder to keep dealing with that pain or that you know, that's your confidence that, hey, at the end of this, I know I'm going to get a reward out of it. Lord will. Right? Cast not away therefore your confidence, which have great recompense of reward. So we have to remain that confidence that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is not going to forget our work and labor of love. Verse 36. For you have need of patience, that after you have done the will of Yahweh, you might receive the promise. Right? What does that mean, man? It means that in your patience and your suffering, that after you have done the will of Yahweh, you might receive the promise. You know, we have to be patient. We have to be we have to be patient and have faith. You know, because we're nothing at the end of the day. You know, some brothers might perish, be martyrs. But you have to remember that you're going to be caught up in the heavens, man. You know? That you might receive the promise. What is the promise? Is the law, is the kingdom, man. It's to have a dominion and rulership over the heathens and the world, man. Verse 37, for yet a little while, and he shall come, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul have not no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe on the saving of the soul. Right, which linked up with Ezekiel 3 and 20. You know, so we have to remain in our righteousness and doing the work. All right, but like it says, that we take pleasure in them that believe to the saving of the soul. Right, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to believe, save the elect and even our own selves. Okay, let's go to Salakia, Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Right, so to be diligent, you have to be fervent in business. All right, you have to be studying, doing the work, abiding in the labor of love, man. All right, right here, going to it.
Strong's G 1567. Exateo.
Right, so that's for the word diligent, to seek out, search for, to seek out, that is investigate, scrutinize, to seek out for oneself, beg, crave, to demand back, require. All right, so that's what you're doing, man. You're seeking and searching out the Lord, man. How? By putting in work. All right, let's go to 1 Peter 4:13. It says, but rejoice inasmuch as you are partakers of Yahushua Mashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. Right, let's go into that word suffering. All right.
Strong's G 3804. Pathema.
Khan. Right here it says, outline of the biblical usage, that which one suffers or has suffered. Externally, a suffering, misfortune, calamity, evil, affliction. Of the afflictions of Yahushua Mashiach. Also the afflictions which Christians must undergo on behalf of the same cause which Yahushua patiently endured, which links up with that one I brought out in Philippians chapter 1. All right. B, of an inward state, an affliction, a passion, and enduring, undergoing suffering. So like I said earlier, we're not only being in pains outwardly, but also inwardly. We suffering for Yahweh Shem Yahweh's sake, outwardly and inwardly. All right, but it goes into that word right here. Strong's definition says something undergone that is hardship or pain. So that's what suffering is. It's pain. That's what labor is, pain. Okay, but there's going to be a reward that comes out of that. Subjectively, an emotion or influence, affection, affliction, motion, suffering. So that's what it is, man. It says 1 Peter 4:14. If ye be reproached for the name of Yahushua Mashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of Yahweh resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. Right, so we gotta take this take it cheerfully, to the best of our ability. And the more you go through it, the more you become immune to it. Like I stated earlier, I was using that analogy. When you're out there doing work and your shoulders are weak and you're having to use that shovel and that rock bar and that post hole digger digging into the earth, eventually it's going to be like nothing. You're going to last longer. You ain't going to feel that pain no more like you used to in the beginning. Verse 15, it says, or Salakia, let me jump down to verse 18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of Yahweh commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing as unto a faithful creator. Right, so we had us that suffer had to commit ourselves to him in well-doing, which is who? Yahweh Shai. All right, which he's not going to forget our labor or our work or labor of love. So to labor in this truth is pain and suffering. All right. And to suffer is going to bring salvation. Lord will, if you're the elect. All right. I guess I'll end it with one other scripture, you know. But that's the point, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not going to forget the things that you're doing. You know, he's going to reward you, man. This is Acts 14 and 22. All right. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter the kingdom of Yahweh. So in order to receive the kingdom, we have to go through much tribulation, pain, affliction, sufferings, and things of that nature in order to be accepted by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. He that endureth to the end shall be saved. All right. And that's all it is, brothers. It's just an exhortation to the Akim to continue in the faith, you know. But I hope it was edifying. You know, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Much love, or double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and much love to you, much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth. All right, keep pushing. Until next time, I want to say shalom.